would drive down to Nogales to see a bullfight. And sometimes in Mexico, even in a small border town such as Nogales, important toreros would appear. There was one occasion, I cannot recall this man's name, Juan something, but he had been, in the course of the event, weak. He had failed to bring honor to himself, he so felt, and after the stands, the arena had emptied out pretty much. We were loitering about and noticed a commotion at the far side of the arena where the bullfighter, who was a fellow you would never take to have done this kind of labor. He was, unlike Manolete, for example, short and squat. And he was squabbling with the impresario over the intention that he had to buy another bull. He wanted to buy out of his own pocket a bull, despite there being no audience, and to fight that bull for glory's sake. And indeed, he did. There must have been, in this arena, 30 of us. While this man, without the help of the bandeilleros, without the help of the others who assist in reducing the bull to a killable state, proceeded to dispatch that bull with more grace, with more courage, with more bravery, with more grit, with more sand, with more mud, as the Hells Angels used to say, than I'd ever seen, certainly in person. We all lifted him up on our shoulders and carried him out to a local bar and drank ourselves into a stupor before returning to Tucson. I was never in my life, apart from in bed, so transported. I should say, apart from when I had a pencil in my hand or a typewriter before me, that in the midst of a sentence, in the midst of the composition of a sentence, I am transported. I'm here to talk about a book whose title is Collected Fictions. These literary effects of mine, as I've pointed out, are simply the means by which I was able to get away with murder. When John served up the galleys to me, the proofs, just weeks ago, it was 550 pages, and I said to John Oakes on the occasion of his collecting the proofs from me, the corrected proofs, I said, you know, this is a pretty strong book. This is a good book. And what's remarkable about it, it seems to me, and I say this having got it on the record that I expected to see naught but that which would shame me, what was most astonishing was that the pieces seemed in sequence to beget one another. It seemed as if, even though these issued from 4 different texts, from 4 different collections, it seemed to me that they were sequential in a way that seemed wrought, that seemed purposive, that seemed intended. But I beg you to believe there's never been anything in my life that I've done, apart from protect myself from others, that was intended. So I didn't know whether to say, let's make it collected stories, which would be fraudulent because are these really stories? Or collected fictions, because they're closer to being simply fictions, partly true, partly untrue. Everything is really untrue.